write UPSC to be IAS or IPS or IFS, लेकिन आज मैं आपको ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि एक आईआरएस का लाइफ कैसा होता है, ऑफिशियल और पर्सनल बोथ। I consider Indian Revenue Service to be Indian Royal Service, to be honest. There's a bit of everything here, and I consider it to be the best service in the central services. We do have some remote postings in like border areas, but those are very few. So most of the postings will be in cities only. IRS, it's not that hectic, but your salary is very good. Creature comforts also, like you will have a car to take you to office. You will have a reasonably good quarters. If you want to be successful as an IRS officer, you should be open to learning. It's not like you finished UPSC, you finished your training and now I'll keep all my books somewhere and I'll just chill. It's not like that. It's a technical service. मेरा नाम अनु जोशी है, मैं केरल से हूँ. Right now I'm working in the Indian Revenue Service, Customs and Indirect Taxes. I'm from the 2020 batch. Today I'll be sharing with you my views on what an IRS officer's life is like. First, I'll give you a small overview of our training. So basically in IRS Customs, our training is almost for about 2 years. We have 12 months of training in the academy, in our academy NACIN. Then we have 4 months of on-the-job training. During on-the-job training, we'll be attached to different commissionates and different officers in different commissionates. I'll explain the working as we progress in this talk. After that, you will be getting independent charge. So 12 months of academy training, 4 months of on-the-job training, and then almost 4 months of independent charge. So you're fully responsible in your independent charge. You'll be signing files and everything, properly working like an officer. After this 4 months, you will have 1 month of furbisher. So for your furbisher training, you'll be going back to NACIN, and that will be for about 1 month. And then you will have your passing out parade, and with passing out parade, your training is over. So that is roughly the training schedule of IRS Customs. As I said, मैं साउथ से हूँ, तो मेरा हिंदी उतना अच्छा नहीं है, फिर भी मैं कोशिश करूँगी कि हिंदी में बात करूँ. आप सबको IAS IPS के बारे में ज़्यादा जानकारी होगा. I feel like that because most of us write UPSC to be IAS or IPS or IFS. लेकिन आज मैं आपको ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि एक IRS का लाइफ कैसा होता है, ऑफिशियल और पर्सनल बोथ. हमारा ट्रेनिंग कैसा है, हमारा सर्विस कैसा है. In IRS Customs, we have basically 3 branches. So it is Customs and Indirect Taxes. So Indirect Taxes means GST. So GST, Customs and Narcotics. These are the 3 verticals of our service. So once you get posted, once your training is over and you get posted, your first posting will be in GST. So there is a policy that is followed by our board that first posting has to be in GST. To understand working of GST, you should understand how tax is collected. So normally in GST, the entire India, our country is divided into different zones, and each zone is further divided into different commissionerates. So you will get posted in a commissionerate. Every commissionerate is divided into different divisions. This is basically jurisdiction. So you will have an area under you. So when you are posted as an assistant commissioner of so and so division, you will be collecting tax from a particular geographical area. So your day-to-day work will be obviously tax collection. Then you will have to sanction refunds. Then you will have to give registration. Like many people will be taking GST registration. So you will have to oversee that. And you will also have revocation of cancellation. Sometimes people take GST registration and then they don't do business, or they engage in some kind of fraud, or sometimes they don't file their return. So various reasons their registration will get cancelled. So when their registration gets cancelled, if it is a valid reason, sometimes they apply for revocation and you'll have to verify that yes, it is a valid reason, and then you can revoke the cancellation of the registration. This is basically what you will do in a division. Other than division, in GST we also have anti-evasion. That is where all the exciting work happens. Like you will be looking for people who are evading tax. You will be developing intelligence. You will have informers. You will also be using data analytics to see how tax is getting evaded, and you will be doing searches. So normally when you say IRS, people will be thinking of going to people's houses or like their offices doing search and all. So that happens there in anti-evasion. In division also you can develop cases, but in the focus of work is mostly on revenue collection and refunds and other things. So that is about GST. That is roughly what you do in GST. Then if you get posted in customs, you will be posted in either an airport or a seaport or a land customs station, and there also your primary duty is to collect customs duty and prevent smuggling. So we will be, if you, let's say you are posted in airport. In airport you can either be posted in airport or in air cargo. In airport you will be looking at passengers and their baggage and everything. In air cargo you will be looking at the import through cargo. So in that you will be screening like who are the passengers, are they not paying customs duty, are they smuggling anything, smuggling of gold, smuggling of drugs, okay, these kind of things. And you must, at least some of you must have seen videos of people smuggling gold through their socks or different ways. I would recommend that you go to Instagram. There is CBIC's page there. If you go there, you will be able to see a lot of nice videos of how what customs people do. Okay, so it's better that you see it than instead of me explaining. It's very exciting. Yeah, so that is what happens in customs. In GST and customs, there is both a preventive aspect and the normal work. So preventive would focus on more of these catching the evaders, catching smugglers, the little bit policing aspect will come there. So you know that our service is a uniform service, right? Like for 7 years of service, we have uniform. So the uniform aspect comes in the preventive angle. And we have narcotics. So personally, this is my favorite in the service. In narcotics, we have this organization called CBN, Central Bureau of Narcotics. So we do a couple of things. First is illicit cultivation of opium. So we do legal cultivation of opium also in this country, in India. So opium is used in the manufacture of morphine, and it has some medicinal properties, like when you have cancer and all, this is used in making painkiller. So it has some benefits. So because of this, we cultivate it legally. So CBN is the body that overviews the cultivation, like they ensure that specific area of land it is cultivated, what is the quantity that is cultivated, and everything is very much monitored. So that they do. And then we also import some narcotics and psychotropic substances, import and export. So that was also regulated by CBN. So in narcotics, we enforce this NDPS Act, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. In customs, we enforce Customs Act 1962. Then in GST, it is GST Act. So these are the 3 basic laws that we enforce, and there are a lot of allied acts also. This is a very broad understanding of the 3 branches of my service. Other than this also, if you get posted into, if you get IRS as your service, you can work in different directorates. So we have different directorates, like Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. This is DRI. This many of you might already have heard. This is the customs. DRI is related to customs. So they develop cases, and they have all India jurisdiction. They can develop cases anywhere in India. Similarly, in GST we have DGGI, Directorate General of GST Intelligence. These 2 are the intelligence directorates. Then you have Directorate of Performance Management, Taxpayer Services, different logistics. These different directorates are there. So you will get posted in these directorates also. So a couple of years into the service you can. And let's say you are somebody with an academic bent of mind, you like teaching or you like training. In that case, you can take posting in NACIN. So NACIN, our main campus is in Palasamudram. It has been recently inaugurated by our Honorable PM. It's over 500 acres. It's a really great campus. So if any of you are in Andhra Pradesh or in Bangalore, I would suggest that one day you go there, take a look. It's really amazing. I think once it is completed, now the work is going on, it has the potential to be the best campus. Really, this is my honest feedback. I'm not saying it because it is my service, but really it is a really good campus. So other than this, we also have zonal training institutes, like in Faridabad, in Delhi, in Bangalore. Almost in all cities we have, in Vadodara. You have a lot of zonal training institutes. There also you can take postings. So in there you will be monitoring the training of IRS officers and also of inspectors and other Group B officers. So that is very good. And in NACIN you have this international customs training also. So you will have people from other countries coming, like Maldives. They used to come while we were training in Faridabad. They used to come there. I'm sure in Palasamudram also they will be coming. And we have World Customs Organization also. So there are a lot of training in linked in tie-up with World Customs Organization. So that is a very good thing. So basically, if you are interested in tax collection, you have GST and obviously all three. If you like little bit of policing, if you like little bit of thrill, then you have customs and narcotics. If you like teaching, then you have NACIN. If you like technology, you have Directorate of Systems. If you like taxpayer services, you can go there. So there's a lot of options. And in customs, there is something called COIN, Customs Overseas Intelligence Network. So this is where the foreign part comes. So I think in my knowledge, there are about we have 12 posts in 11 countries, including New York, London, Singapore, even Nepal. So you can get posted in all these countries also, 11 countries. Provided you do really good work, your integrity is sound, you are a good officer, you are known to be a straight officer, then you in your career, like maybe about 7 to 10 years into your career, you can try getting COIN posting. So that is there. Even otherwise, in IRS, the thing is, ours is a very specialized technical service. It's not a generalist service. So you're developing your skill in a very niche area, okay, technical area. So you will also have a lot of opportunities abroad. Like for example, you can get while in service or after your retirement, you can try for posting in WTO, World Trade Organization, WCO, World Customs Organization, and then there is this International Narcotic Control Board, INCB. There also you can try. So the avenues that you can work while in the service or after your service is plenty in IRS. I think that is one of the things I really like about the service. I feel like our service has a lot of variety and I consider it to be the best service in the central services. One good thing that when we look at IAS, we always say that they are exposed to different kinds of work. One day you are in the women and child welfare, next day you are in fisheries. That much of variety is not there, but in the central services we have lots of variety in IRS customs. So yeah, that's a great thing. अभी मैं थोड़ा अपने हमारी पर्सनल लाइफ कैसा है उसके बारे में मैं बोलूँगी. When I got selected into IRS, I did not know what to expect. Okay, but now that I have spent almost 2 years of training and almost 2 years in the service, I can tell you that हमारी सर्विस का सबसे अच्छा चीज़ ये है कि आप अपने लिए भी जी सकते हैं. आपको ऑफिस Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday, at least in GST. Customs, I have not worked in customs yet. So I don't know, I've heard that they have 6-day week in customs. And Saturday, Sunday you have for you. Okay, political interference is not there. So I got my independent charge in August. Now it's almost been 6 months. Till today I have not gotten any call from any politician for anything. That is a good thing. You will be able to do your work independently. If you look at IRS officers, like senior IRS officers, for example, the present DG of NACIN Palasamudram, K.N. Raghavan sir, he has written several books, okay, fiction and non-fiction both. He has done international umpiring, okay, and I can tell other seniors also, like Kavita ma'am, she has written books. So you will find a lot of IRS officers who have done things outside the service, like there are dancers also, there are singers also, there are writers. So this service allows you that time where you can develop other aspects of your personality. I mean it in a very good way, that we have to be more than our service. चाहे कोई भी सर्विस हो, आईएएस हो, आईपीएस हो, आईएफएस हो, आईआरएस हो, या जो भी हो, ये हम 30 साल के बाद we'll have to leave the job. You're sitting on this chair till you're 60. So after 60, you will be outside, like you will leave the chair. And then what will you be? You have to be something beyond the service. Many people will be known because of the service. Like you will know me because I'm an IRS, or you will know somebody because they are an IAS. But you will meet few officers whose service will be known because of them. You understand? So you have to be more than your service. You have to have your personal life, family life. You have to have your hobbies, and you have to be like. Why do we have a personality test in UPSC? They look at our overall personality, right? In DAF also we write hobbies, but mostly what happens once we get selected, that whatever hobbies you wrote in the DAF will remain in the DAF only. You won't get time to pursue it. I'll tell you one thing that I did. Like during my NACIN training, we were given coaching in shooting, like we can do. So I took coaching there. It was the facility was available in NACIN, so I used to go for shooting, and I went till nationals. So before NACIN training, I did not have any exposure to shooting, but I could do that, and I intend to take it up. Like I intend to go on weekend to some shooting range and pursue this hobby. So that is a good thing. Like if you are in IAS or IPS, I don't know. Like I see my batchmates, they're very happy. These both are really great services. There's no doubt in that. But Saturday, Sunday also you will have work. It's not like criminals are going to take leave on Saturday and Sunday. If you're an IPS officer, you will have work on Saturday and Sunday also. But one good thing about IRS is that you will have some free time for yourself, where you can focus on your family, and you can also focus on yourself. So that is a really good thing. Work-life balance is excellent, and because of this, I consider Indian Revenue Service to be Indian Royal Service, to be honest. There's a bit of everything here. There's a bit of power, there's a bit of prestige, okay. There is opportunities to do good work, and there's also opportunities of interaction. Like for example, I've done a lot of public outreach programs after I took charge. We have organized this street drama kind of thing to spread awareness about GST amongst the small time taxpayers. Normally when you say IRS, you think of big business people, right? But it's not like that. In our office, small taxpayers also come with their doubts. So if you are somebody with a social bent of mind, you want to make a difference to someone, that avenue is also there. It's not like you are only dealing with rich people, or you're only dealing with very like hi-fi. It's not like that. So that avenue is also there. Yeah. So I would say that there is a bit of everything here, and if anybody is considering putting IRS customs, I would definitely recommend it. And it is not a fully desk job also. It's not like we sit in our office full time. We go to the field, we do searches. Like I said, if you are an anti-evasion, you will be doing that full time. And if you go to DRI or DGGI, then full on developing cases, investigation. You can even get a lot of good deputations. Like you can get deputed to NIA, to RAW, NCB, then Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, WCCB, all these things. So the avenues are plenty. So most of the postings in IRS will come in metros and tier 2 cities. Either if you, let's say you're posted in customs, then you will either be posted, like I said, you will either be posted in a port, or in an airport, or in a land custom station. We do have some remote postings in like border areas, but those are very few. So most of the postings will be in cities only. In GST also. In narcotics, if you go, basically you will get posted in Neemuch. So that is the only area where only wing where some rural postings come. Your initial postings will be in Ghazipur, Kota or Neemuch. Eventually you will come to Delhi, but at the beginning stages of your career you will be posted there. But in GST and customs, mostly you will be posted in cities only. So yeah, and if you are having a family, let's say you are having a child and your child wants to go to, you will obviously want your child to have access to good schools and all. So those things are taken care of in IRS. And creature comforts also, like you will have a car to take you to office. You will have a reasonably good quarters and excellent quarters in some cities. Depends on where you are posted also. In Chennai and Bangalore and all really good. In Delhi also it is really good. We have a new quarters coming up in Dwarka. That is really good. The existing ones are a little bit old, but they are good. Like they posted in prime locations, but maybe 1970s, 1980s construction. But otherwise good. One more thing I would like to add is, if you compare yourself with IAS, then you will not be getting a cook or a maid. That you will not be getting. That is because, like I said earlier, you have some time to live for yourself, right? In IAS, your job is very hectic. So in managing all this thing will become very difficult. In IRS, it's not that hectic. So you can like, but your salary is very good. You can afford a maid and a cook if you want to. Basically, if you have a vehicle and a residence, then half the problem is solved there only. Yeah, and in office also you will have a lot of supporting staff. And one more thing I want to say is, I told like our job is very technical. So many aspirants, when I have interacted with them before, one of the things that they told me was they were hesitant to fill IRS because they think taxation is very technical. Let me be very honest, it is very technical, okay? And but the good thing is you have a lot of support staff. You have You'll have your superintendents, you'll have your inspectors, and they come through SSC CGL, so they are very, very good in maths and technical things. And you are trained for 2 years. So after 2 years of training, it doesn't matter whether you are an engineer or you are humanities or you're a doctor, doesn't matter. After 2 years of training in NACIN, your technical knowledge will be sound enough. And when you get your posting, you will have your support staff. So it will take you maybe 1 or 2 months to get the hang of things. I think it is the same in any job. The first 1 or 2 months it will be difficult. You will need to know some technical things. But within 1 month, if you have the caliber to crack UPSC, you have the caliber to pick up this IRS. It's not that tough also. So you will be able to do it. So that is, don't worry about that. So I'll tell you what my typical day is like. I reach office around 9:45 to 10. Then I stay till 7:30. Right now I'm posted in a very busy division. That is the reason, this is the heaviest division of my commissionerate. So there's a lot of work here. Depending on where you are posted. Like if you are posted in a lighter division, then 6:30 is a good time. You will be working till 6:30. Here I work till 7:30 on some days, and on some days till 6:30. And you get in between, you can take half an hour for your lunch. Any file that comes to you, you will have some time to work on it. Like you will at least get a week's time to take a decision on that file. In customs, you will have to take very quick decisions. So that is also the reason why we are posted to GST first, so that we get to know the hang of things, and then we will get posted to customs, where decisions will have to be taken very, very fast. And it's not the work is not that tiresome or anything. It is interesting. And one important thing is, if you want to be successful as an IRS officer, you should be open to learning. It's not like you finished UPSC, you finished your training, and now I'll keep all my books somewhere and I'll just chill. It's not like that. It's a technical service. Government brings up new notifications about tax rate, taxation. So you will need to know all this. You will need to know the tax laws very properly, and you will be processing files. And some files that you process will be like hundreds of crores. Okay, so you need to be technically sound. You should have that confidence. You should know the law. So that part is very important. You need to keep refreshing, like keep learning. Many times when files come, you will need to go back to the act, look at the different sections. So that bend of mind you should have. And I think most people who write UPSC, come on, like at some point we are all nerds. Without having that academic bend of mind, you cannot clear UPSC. So it should be okay. About personality traits to be a good IRS officer, firstly and most importantly, have integrity. That is the most important thing I will tell. This is the Indian Revenue Service. You are dealing with money, so you have to have utmost integrity. Okay, you are a little bit slow in learning. You are a little bit you can't understand the act. That part is still okay, but you have to be very clear about your value system. That is the most important thing. Second thing is obviously learning. You should not do unknowingly also आपसे कुछ गलती नहीं होना चाहिए. इसके लिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आपको knowledge हो. तो please work on your knowledge. And third thing is discipline. And this is not just about IRS. This is about anything. Like you should have a discipline. Like I come to my office on time. So if I want my staff to come to office on time, then firstly I should be in the office on time, right? I cannot expect them to come on time if I am not coming. And I should be staying till late if I expect my staff to stay till late. That discipline you should have. Then what else? You should be decisive. You should not sit on the file. You should not be a squatter. Like you should take a decision. That guts you should have. And that guts and confidence will come from having knowledge. And this is very important. Like again, this is not only about IRS. If you clear UPSC and you come, then your job is to make decisions. That is what the government expects from you. Okay, so that decisiveness you should have. You should be able to take decisions. And leadership, definitely, you should be able to inspire your staff. You will be heading an office. So right now I am the head of my office. I am heading my division. So I have a lot of staff under me. And emotional intelligence, that is very important. Like sometimes your staff will come, they will be they're also human beings. You should understand that. You are not dealing with machines, you are dealing with people, and your staff is also human beings. So they will come and tell you their problems. Some of them will be having some difficulties at home. So that much of humanness you should have, that you are able to understand that. Emotional intelligence and man management is very important. 60% of our job is man management. You should also be able to identify who has what skills. Like you will have people in your office, some will be good at something, some will be good at other things, and some will not be wanting to work. So how to extract work from all three, where to post whom, what task to assign to whom, that sense you should have. And obviously boss management also, like you should know what your aspiration, like what the aspirations of your seniors are, and you should be able to deliver. If you're a student with commerce background, or to some extent economics also, you will definitely be having a bit of an advantage in the IRS compared to somebody who's not from that background. For example, I come from an English background. So suddenly when I come, there's balance sheet, there's accountancy, it is a little bit difficult for me. I'm being very honest, little bit it was difficult, because you're learning a new subject, right? Like if somebody is from commerce, means from 11th, 12th they're doing commerce, then they've done their degree in commerce. So definitely that will be an advantage, but eventually you will be able to reach up. Like 2 years of training, then you work for 1 year, eventually you will learn, because you don't have any choice, you have to learn. So eventually you will learn. So whenever I feel is one good thing, one good quality that any civil servant should have, okay. And now I am hoping that you guys will be aspirants, whoever is watching this video. So I am telling you like an elder sister, okay. If you want to be a civil servant, any service, one quality you should have is, let's say you're given a task, okay. It could be a CSAT exam, it could be a task in your official capacity. You have to raise yourself to that demand. I am from an English background. It is commerce and accountancy is difficult for me. I'm openly saying, but I cannot make that an excuse to be a subpar officer. So what should I do? I should work extra hard, put extra hours, spend 2 hours more than somebody from a commerce background would do, and raise myself to that task, skill myself so that I am able to deliver. So this quality you should have. And if you are an IPS, you are not physically that fit, let's say, you have to develop that stamina, you have to work out extra, get there. That's what makes us good officers. So that quality though definitely you should have, no matter which service you are in. So some of you have asked about what career progression is like in IRS. Most of our promotions are on time. So you will be an assistant commissioner, that is the first designation in which you will be posted. Then you will become a deputy commissioner in 4 years, and mostly this promotion is on time only. Then joint commissioner, then you will be additional commissioner, then commissioner, principal commissioner, then chief commissioner, principal chief commissioner, like that. And if you're posted in directorates, your designations will be assistant director, deputy director, etc., etc. And in our service, most of the promotions are on time. In between, there were some very big batches. I think maybe 2013-12. During that time, there were some 200 people batches. So at that time, in between, there was little bit lag in promotion. But subsequently, all the batches are very small. Like my batches was initially 37. Now we are 26. People have joined other services. So because of smaller batches, promotions are now happening very much on time. So there is nothing to worry about in that sense. Now I'll talk about some challenges that you might face while you are in service. Now let me put a disclaimer that these are very rare. Okay, mostly this won't be there. But let's say you get posted into customs, or let's say you get posted in narcotics. Now cultivation is only one part of it. We also do enforcement. We also go to northeast where let's say somebody is illegally cultivating opium poppy, or somebody is illegally cultivating some drug. We'll also be like, going and destroying those illegal fields, and firing might happen. If we are allowed to carry a gun that time. So those things can be get little bit risky. I like it. Okay, I would love to do that. But so for some people it might be little bit difficult. That is also one of the reasons I took up shooting. So you skill yourself. Like I know that if I want to go to customs or narcotics, I might one day have to use a gun. So I have already started shooting. So whenever there is a challenge, rise up to the challenge. That is important. Other challenges could be like, let's say when you are going for a raid. You are in anti-evasion, you are in DGI, something, you're doing a raid. Very rarely you might get some political pressure, very rarely. And mostly our politicians, like they understand also, like it's not like they will expect you to do very wrong things. Okay, you can counter that. So yeah, some level of political pressure might come in those contexts. Other than that, immense workload, you need to have that mental stamina. So every time we have quarterly targets, so every time you reach the end of the quarter in GST, you will have a lot of work. I have worked till 12 AM also in my office. So you need to have that mental stamina, but this is not an everyday thing. All the challenges that I've told you is like once in a while challenges, but you need some challenges also, otherwise life will get very boring. So yeah, these are the main challenges. I can't think of any other challenges. It's a really good service. So there are not many challenges. These are some of the challenges. And you might get some rural postings, like very rarely, like you might get posted in Petropole or Attari border or somewhere. Very rarely that happens. Yeah, that might be challenging for some people, but otherwise it's, and family wise and all, there is no challenge, in the sense you can manage. If I being a woman can manage, then most men and women should be able to. Yeah, and having a supportive family will definitely help. Like for example, you might have to stay late in your office, you might have to go on searches, and you might not be able to come back to home. Like if you get posted in DRI and all, you might be able to have stay overnight and all. You need to have an understanding family, but you will definitely be able to give them time. You will be able to raise your kids. Such problems are not there in the service. So before we conclude today's interview, I would like to, because I know that most of you who are watching this interview are aspirants, because I myself have watched DKT's interviews while I was preparing. And so one thing I want to tell you is UPSC is very great, and I really hope that whomever is watching this, you fulfill your dream and get into UPSC. Mostly you will be wanting IAS and IPS, so I hope that you get that. But one more thing is, in the off chance of, in case it not happening, please don't be that disheartened. Okay, there are some things you learn only after getting into the service. When you stand outside UPSC and you look at UPSC, you feel like UPSC is the world. And I have many friends who wrote UPSC 6 times, didn't clear, who wrote 9 times, didn't clear. Okay, and they are people who I consider to be more talented than me, more knowledgeable than me. So in case any of you is not clearing, it is not because you are not smart enough or anything. Don't beat yourself up, and it is definitely not going to be the end of the world also. Like I was watching the 12th Fail movie. Like in the end, he says, na, like the ultimate goal is to serve people. So you will find one way or the other way. And about IRS, it's a great service. तो अगर आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ हो या ऑफिशियल लाइफ हो या आप पर्सनल ग्रोथ हो, कोई हॉबी हो, आप देश के लिए कुछ करना चाहते हो, तो सभी के लिए यहाँ अपॉर्चुनिटी है. तो I also hope that at least some of you come to IRS Customs as my juniors, that I am able to meet some of you. And one more thing is, in case if you have any kind of doubts about the service or about UPSC, you can always reach out to me, and don't worry, everything will be okay. And if any of you are feeling stressed or something about UPSC, don't worry, everything will be good only. Thank you.